So I hear this all the time. How do I raise my vibration? How do I get high vibe and stay high vibe? How do I be positive all the time? How do I make sure that I am consciously raising my vibration all the time, 24/7? And at the end of the day, we're not asking ourselves, but why do I have a low vibration? And what does that really mean? What does it look like? Why do I have the low vibration? I'm desiring to raise my vibrations, but at the same time, I'm not willing to look at the mirror and say, but why do I have a low vibration? So this episode is all about the law of vibration, understanding the chakras in relationship to the law of vibration, and most importantly, why do you have a low vibration? And here's what to do about it. So let's dive in. Hey guys, so it's Ashley from theawakenedstate.net. If you don't know me, I teach on energy work, manifestation work, Kundalini awakening, mind-body healing, the mind-body connection, and most importantly, how to systematically create mind-body healing that helps you manifest faster, get better results, and most importantly, energetically heal at the level of emotionally empowering yourself. So glad you are here. If you like our videos, please subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications for each weekly drop that comes out on Friday. And let's begin. So here's the thing. When it comes to the law of vibration, I have to give you kind of let's rewind, okay? So when we think about I need to raise my vibration, we also need to ask ourselves, well, why the heck is my vibration low? Why is my vibration low? And get out of this mentality that I see so much. It's like a toxic positivity, this shaming our emotions, this really kind of I'm not willing to manage my emotions when I'm also not willing to go there. This whole mentality of forcing ourselves positive, but not willing to understand why we're in a negative space to begin with. Okay, so let's just bring awareness to that right now, because this is a huge, huge, huge problem in the spiritual development world, where we are all so focused on raising our vibrations, but we're not willing to have the talk of, well, why the fuck is it low though? Why the fuck is my vibration low? So we have to rewind and go back to some bare core foundational basics of what the fuck is a vibration. So when you think about energy, so your foundational primer, we are all energy, everything is vibrating, the trees, the music, the people, the pets, everything around us is vibrating. We are all vibrational beings. The law of vibration states that everything is in motion. Nothing is actually at rest. We are always vibrating and oscillating down at the microscopic level. We are vibrating and oscillating all the time. So if you were to go outside and realize that the trees are vibrating, the grass is vibrating, the outdoor environment around you is vibrating, everything's vibrating. That sounds a little sexual. So when we think about it in terms of understanding energy, everything is vibrating. You are vibrating. And so we all are energetic beings. Energy is who we are, and everything is oscillating and vibrating at a particular given rate in time. Even the concept of a physical object is nothing more than energy in a rest state that is frozen light. So essentially a physical object is literally energy that is condensed down and basically at a slower velocity formulated together and creating what is known as matter. But matter is just a different form of energy. I probably am not going into the science of this correctly, but when you just look at it, the bare bones of it, Matter is just a different form of energy. We are always energy. Our bodies are energy. Everything down at the microscopic level is energy. In the law of vibration states that everything is always in motion. We live in an ocean of motion, and nothing is at full rest. We are always vibrating. So even when we're in, like, there's physical objects, we can't see that it's vibrating, but it actually is vibrating at a slower velocity rate. So everything is vibrating. Are we clear on that? So when you understand that everything has a frequency, like you have a frequency, your thoughts have a frequency, your emotions have a frequency, your body has a frequency, everything has a frequency. There's microwaves, UV rays, electromagnetic waves. There's different types of frequencies and different vibrations going on all the time. And because of that, the way that we speak our language, the way that we have emotions, the way that we have thoughts, all of this has a vibration that we may not actually consciously see with our physical eyes, but it's happening all the time. And it's energetic. So that energy is a vibration, and it has connection to your thoughts, to your emotions, to your actions, to your habits, to your patterns that are looping in your nervous system all the time. So why do we have low vibration? Well, low vibration is basically trapped energy. It is energy that is suppressed or resisting, and it's as basically energy always wants to move. Okay, so I want you to think about it like this. Anxiety is a moving emotion. Anger is a moving emotion. When we're in a lower vibrational state, that energy wants to move. That energy wants to be expressed and let out and channeled and moved. Like when you're angry, for example, maybe you want to get up and do something. Either it's throw something or clean something, or, you know, whatever you want to do when you're angry. Like one thing I like to do is I like to clean. Like I like to obsessively, compulsively clean. And I just want to express something. And so it's the same way when you're so inspired and like you really just want to speak and let something out. You want to talk, you want to write, you want to draw, you want to create. You want to express that out of you. It's because it's an energy. It's an energy that needs to be expressed. It's an energy that needs to be moved through you and basically like through you and out of you. And it has to be expressed. So when our vibration is low, and it's a very low, dense vibration, that energy is almost like trapped and it's suppressed and it's in a state of what is known as resistance. And so that resistance energy is kind of like we're pushing it down. And this is the easiest way to describe it, is it's almost as if we have a beach ball and we're pushing it under the water. And we keep pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down. And that all that resistance is forming a low vibrational signature on our body. And because of that, it's like we don't want to deal with the anger. We don't want to deal with that emotion. We don't want to deal with this. We don't want to deal with that unconscious thought. We don't want to deal with that. So what occurs is instead we just keep pushing all of this resistance down. And because of that, it's almost like we're unconscious to it. And instead what we experience is negative emotion. And that negative emotion just wants to like explode because it needs to be expressed. And so it's like we experience that negative emotion. And what occurs is because it's like a lower vibrational signature where we're pushing all this energy down. And what we actually need to do is emotionally liberate that emotion. And this is what I like to call emotional liberation creates drastic emotional fulfillment. Because when you liberate that emotion, all that energy gets released and freed up. And so it's like you're pushing down the beach ball, right? So when you finally let go of the beach ball, it literally goes whoo and flies out of the sky. Because when you do, or flies out of the water, when it flies out of the water and into the sky, it's because you finally let go of all of that resistance you were holding on. And all of that resistance you were holding on was low vibrational energy, often inauthentic energy that we downloaded and, inherited from our parents, from our generations before us, from our ancestors. Inauthentic programming that doesn't even fully belong to us. That's not to say that emotions don't belong to us, but that's to say that when we are trapping an emotion, it is often an inauthentic vibration. It's not who we are at our core. And so when we are letting all that emotion be free, we're releasing the trapped emotion from our body. Now, when we think about this in terms of the chakras, I want you to conceptualize that you might have energy that is stored in a particular chakra. And when you are experiencing a lower vibrational moment, it might be because you're holding that vibration in that particular chakra. And I know this is so it's like, the way I like to see it is it's almost like the chakras are like these buckets. And we put our vibrational shit in our buckets. And what occurs is because we're holding down that energy, so say anger, for example. So one thing I've really overcome hugely is in the solar plexus chakra. I used to have a lot of anger, and I really worked through that a lot. And I've learned how to process it better. I've learned how to live more in alignment. I've learned how to emotionally regulate. And as a result, I've learned how to really understand that anger wants to be expressed in a healthy, natural way. And the more I've learned about that, I no longer suppress that emotion. I know how to handle it. I know how to understand it. So what occurs in the chakras, though, is you'll see that in the solar plexus chakra, it's usually rooted around anger or feeling powerless or feeling controlling. And so when you have suppression of anger going on, you'll push all that energy down into the solar plexus chakra. And that pattern is looping in your nervous system. So every time that you are getting triggered and you get angry and you're suppressing that emotion, you start kind of bottling it up inside of you, and it has nowhere to go. And so what inevitably occurs is eventually you have explosions. You have an explosions of emotion. And because of that, it's because you're suppressing all that energy in the chakra. So each of the chakras contain our emotions, and they can help us learn to regulate our emotions by understanding them. So, the root connects with fear. The sacral chakra connects with guilt. The solar plexus chakra connects with feeling powerless or shame. The heart chakra connects with grief. The throat chakra connects with the lies we say to ourselves and about the world. The third eye chakra connects to our illusions and the illusions and delusions that we place on reality. And most importantly, the crown connects to attachment and our sense of ego attachment. So you can see how when you have low vibration going on in the nervous system, there's a reason why it's occurring, because that resistance is trying to be let go and released from the body. So it's in the same way that if you're feeling, if you're feeling inauthentic with who you are in your throat chakra, and if you're getting caught up in the lies that either people are telling you, or maybe you're getting too externally influenced, so it's affecting your authenticity, because of that, you could be getting caught up in a throat chakra block, for example, because you're suppressing your authentic self. So this is how the chakras work in relationship to vibration, because we can start to see that if I'm just trapping this energy in that chakra, then what's going to happen is that unconscious pattern that I might be experiencing might start developing into physical manifestations around me, where either it's going to develop as symptoms, such as ascension symptoms. It could result in physical symptoms like illness. It could result in toxic patterns. It could result in misaligned decisions and behaviors. So all of this is really connected to how we can understand our patterns that are looping in our nervous system, which is connected to the chakras, which is connected to our vibrations. And our vibrations are often dominating our results and our manifestations, because there's a relationship that we have with everything, and it's influenced vibrationally. And so when we start to understand the vibration, it's like the domino effect can literally happen, because we're affecting the root cause, not the symptoms. When we try to heal the symptom without healing the cause, we won't actually heal the pattern, because we didn't actually change the cause. We didn't actually clear up what was going on. We didn't actually get to the root of what was going on. So what I learned inevitably from understanding vibration in relationship to low vibration, high vibration, it's really about, are you in resistance or are you in allowance? And if you are in resistance and you're experiencing negative emotions and you're experiencing more of a negative pattern or a negative, like an emotional trigger, then there's also a conversation of what are you not willing to let go? If you're experiencing ascension symptoms and having trouble with like managing ascension symptoms, what are you refusing to let go? Because that is literally saying that there's either trapped emotion in the body, or there's a pattern that needs to be healed, or there's a chakra that needs to be cleansed. And so you can start to see that each of these emotions are connected to vibration. Vibration wants to be expressed and moved through. When it's not allowed to do that, it builds up in the body and causes a physical manifestation that we need to heal it. And that's literally how it works. So this is what I go hugely deep on in the Ultimate Chakra Academy, where we talk a lot about the energetic foundational work, which is all about the vibrations and the mindset. And then we also go more into the practical side, which is about like our habits and really getting clear on our actions. And so what I do is I teach a lot about how to connect the mind to the body so that you can create sustainable healing in the body. And what occurs from that is you will naturally have a fallout change of your manifestations, because the more that you change something internally, inevitably you will see an external shift, because that pattern is essentially what you were attracting into your life. So when you start to change the pattern, it's literally like obvious that when you start to change the physical pattern of what the cause was, you will see a shift, because that physical manifestation has to change, because it no longer has a need to stay that way. So what occurs is we finally heal that pattern, and as a result, we change the way that we are attracting in our life vibrationally. So if everything's vibration and everything's all about, like, vibrations are due to the patterns, and the patterns that we have are created vibrationally through the chakra system. If we start to heal the chakras, inevitably we'll heal the vibration that's occurring, and that vibration will be freed and released. And because it's freed and released, we are now emotionally empowering and in a state of emotional liberation, which causes emotional fulfillment of that pattern. So when you start to see, well, why do I have low vibration? It's because of the resistance. It's because you're not letting go. It's because you need to free up that old energy. It's because you need to let go of the unconscious patterns. The more you let go of the unconscious patterns, the more you will live in a natural state of alignment. You won't need to force yourself to be positive. You won't need to force yourself to feel a particular vibration or a particular way. And instead, you have literally treated the cause. So now the symptom will naturally dissipate and no longer need to exist. That's how it actually works. So if you are interested in joining the Ultimate Chakra Academy, it is opening its doors today. I am so excited. And if you are interested in joining us for the last round of 2022 of the Ultimate Chakra Academy, I'll leave the link down below for you. And if you have any questions about vibrations, the law of vibration, or the chakras, or mind-body healing, please leave them down below. I absolutely love hearing from you guys, so don't be afraid to reach out to me. All right, so I'll see you guys next week. Love ya.